Welcome back to Token Watch. This is day 10, and after a tumultuous 48 hours or 24 hours, I guess, waking up to that massive sell-off last night, or yesterday morning, we've had this kind of nice recovery back to around $11.75. Just to look back, we woke up yesterday and the third largest holder had sold 63,000 tokens, profiting. What I thought was 83,000 is actually $400,000. That's kind of confirmed by TechLead. And TechLead then releasing a video to kind of, in typical TechLead fashion, titling it "Crypto Crash, Losing 400K in a Day. I'm Poor Now." But basically addressing the whale selling off, congratulating him, which I think is a really nice thing to have the ambassador of the coin talking about someone making a profit off this and not kind of berating them. Which is the same with the Discord. It's probably 70% of people are relatively supportive, and then you still have the 30% people who are just spamming hold and pump and the whole thing. But overall, you kind of have this nice mix of kind of level-headed people who just are looking at this hopefully from a more longer-term perspective. So anyways, TechLead releases this video talking about addressing some of the questions people have had on Twitter, addressing some of the things that some of the accusations about the pump and dump, that type of stuff, talking about liquidity and how to get involved with liquidity. And so a lot of I think this video did a lot for the community in terms of settling some of the questions and realizing that he's still invested and wanting to see this proceed. And if you look into the Discord as well, you get a sense of that. Let me see if I can go into the liquidity chat. I don't know how I don't sit in the liquidity chat too much, just because I'm not someone who could provide liquidity. I don't have the resources at the moment, but a lot of people talking about wanting to provide liquidity, what it does for them, how much money they're making, the ranges they do. And then there's so much conversation on this Discord, but I know TechLead did respond to someone. Here it is. FYI, 1 through 100 is too high of a range. It isn't considered capital efficient. It's a tighter range. Look up the section of it. So he's invested. He's involved. He's having conversations with these people about this stuff. We also have the marketing channel, which I think is quite nice. The lounge is kind of where more of the general conversation happens, and people who are new asking about the token and where they think it's going, stuff like that. But it's a very well set up community, and I think the mods and the admins are super on the ball in terms of right after the crash that happened yesterday. A lot of people were panicking, asking questions, stuff like that, and the mods paused the chat. They explained what was happening. They gave kind of good insight into what they think this will do to the coin itself, and then they put forth a plan of action. They started to talk about the new website's going up today, which it did. We'll get into. The logo is settled. The white paper is being worked on. We have new people in this marketing chat. There's people taking responsibility for leading the marketing efforts. So I think, and again, I haven't seen other tokens. I guess we'll kind of discover that as we go along. I don't know if this is unique to Million Token, or if you see this in other communities, but it seems that there's really nice structure here, and the mods and the admins are providing a lot of confidence, which is obviously great to see. So with the price stabilizing over the last 24 hours, the other thing that I thought was quite nice was we saw the amount of holders increase, which was stagnant for about 48 hours or 3 days before this. It was kind of sitting around 4.5K, hadn't really moved, and to me, the holders are almost more important than the price itself, because it's such a small cap token that the price will fluctuate, with one person selling a couple thousand, or a couple hundred rather. So the nice thing about seeing the holders increase is that it just hopefully will add more stability to the coin as a whole. And I'm really interested to see if this kind of continues at a similar tilt, or if we're going to see this kind of rise exponentially, because obviously the way that this gets big, and the hope of a lot of people who hold this is that this gets to 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 holders, and so just seeing it kind of go up at all is is nice to see. So sorry, the holders go up nice at all. Got a little distraction there from Slack. That being said, so new website came out. So in response to the crash, holders went up, price stabilized, and it's now sitting at 11.75. It might be a little lower, a little higher. Well, that always happens. TechLead releases his video, kind of settling the nerves a little bit, and then yeah, the new website comes up. I think this kind of stuff is important. It's funny. It's like nothing changes with the new website. The fundamentals of the token will always be the fundamentals of the token. But it's the same concept. Like if you look at Web 1.0 and you look at the first websites that came out, they were information heavy, right? It was like, what's the point of this website? Okay, it's a virtual document where we just display the information, and then as time has gone on, user experience has become an important part of it. And we look at a website and we can immediately associate brand value and all these things. But the fundamentals of the coin don't change with this. But so for people who were getting in based off what they originally believed in with the token, and they understood that TechLead was a force in the space and had strong enough marketing power to push something to relatively high values, and the coin has limited supply, all this stuff. This shouldn't really change anything, but hopefully for people who are tentative on the fence or haven't seen the token, having a website that has some type of design, brand identity, is easy to navigate, has an easy buy button, the whole thing will hopefully help bring in more kind of uncertain wallets that are kind of sitting there. So that's an interesting thing, and we'll have to see how this changes stuff over the long run. I'd love to see, and this is something I want to track, a steady growth in holders over the next couple days. I think what ended up happening, and what's really going to be dangerous for this coin, is if over the next week or so, this holder amount stays around 4,600 and below 5,000. I think it needs to break that 5,000 barrier. To restore a little bit of confidence that this is a growing asset, right? Because we were kind of sitting around the same price and sitting around the same amount of holders. So if this can manage to build some growth through its marketing efforts and through TechLead kind of talking about it more, I think that'll do a lot for it, and I think it'll affect the price a lot as well. So that's kind of the update for today. The Discord is, again, ablaze with more people asking questions, more people joining every day. You've got content creators, you've got marketers, you've got liquidity providers, the whole thing. And yeah, we're just kind of continue to keep an eye on it. We'll see kind of what the price does over the next 24 hours. I don't think there's a race right now for anything to happen. I don't think we necessarily, I don't think we need anything, massive to go either way. I'm hoping that this whale crash has built up some resistance to criticism and to sell-offs and stuff like that. But again, can't predict the future, so we'll just kind of have to document it. But till next time, signing off.